Miyamoto Musashi stands as a colossus in Japanese history, a figure shrouded in legend and celebrated as perhaps the most skilled swordsman to ever live. His record is a testament to his mastery, undefeated in over 60 life-or-death duels. Having miraculously survived the brutal chaos of the Battle of Sekigahara, Musashi embarked on a new path as a Ronin, a masterless samurai. Yet his legacy extends far beyond the blade. He was a profound philosopher, a respected artist whose ink-wash paintings are still admired, and a deeply learned Buddhist. In the final moments of his life, he bequeathed to the world the Dokkodo, the path of aloneness, or the way of walking alone, a set of 21 precepts. These are not mere historical rules. They are timeless principles for living with intention and purpose, many of which converge on a single, powerful concept: focus. This quality was the very bedrock of his existence, what he termed the way, a lifelong commitment to relentless practice and self-mastery. His writings paint a picture of a life defined by extreme restraint, intentional sacrifice, iron discipline, and a conscious rejection of hedonistic pleasure. These were not ends in themselves, but virtues cultivated to serve his ultimate ability to focus. During his long periods of self-imposed isolation, Musashi's entire world contracted to the single-minded pursuit of perfecting his art, seeking spiritual enlightenment through the way of the sword. This exploration delves into principles 8 to 14 of Musashi's Dokkodo, which form a guide to cultivating an unwavering focus for the modern age. It's important to remember that this interpretation weaves together historical context, existing philosophies, and reasoned analysis to draw inspiration for our lives today. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. The pain of separation is a universal human experience, manifesting in countless forms. It can be the temporary distance of travel, the permanent farewell of death, or even the loss of possessions or status. This suffering stems from attachment, the deeply held belief that people or things are inherently ours. Buddhism, a philosophy central to Musashi's worldview, challenges this notion as a fundamental delusion. It posits that we truly own nothing, not even our own bodies, which age and ail despite our wishes. As a wandering Ronin and a Buddhist, Musashi understood the illusory nature of possession and the heavy burden of attachment. His path was one of radical solitude and constant movement. To be weighed down by the grief of separation would have made his journey impossible. He learned to embrace impermanence. Everything and everyone is transient. This is especially true for a warrior whose life is intimately intertwined with death. By soberly acknowledging and accepting this ultimate separation, we can meet all other smaller partings with greater equanimity and strength. Resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself nor others. It is effortless to fall into the trap of chronic resentment and complaint, to constantly find fault with the world and the people in it. For a critical mind, the world will never live up to its ideal. However, a persistent state of resentment reveals a focus misdirected outward, toward things we cannot control, rather than inward, on our own conduct and growth. For someone dedicated to the way, this is a destructive waste of energy. The external world operates by its own chaotic rules. People will act foolishly, unjustly, and ungratefully. Life is inherently unfair. Railing against this reality is like shouting at the rain. From a Buddhist and Stoic perspective, we should not exhaust ourselves trying to change the unchangeable. Instead, we must practice radical acceptance of what is and channel our energy into the one thing we can control: ourselves. As Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, advised, Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. The ancient Greeks had distinct words for love. Agape was selfless, universal love, while eros was passionate, often possessive, romantic love driven by desire. Musashi's warning is aimed squarely at eros. In modern culture, romantic love is often sacralized, seen as the ultimate purpose of life. Musashi, a Buddhist, would have rejected this elevation. He recognized that such powerful emotions could cloud judgment, disrupt focus, and derail one from their path. This isn't to advocate for cold-heartedness, but for mindful awareness. When overcome by lust or infatuation, people often make disastrous decisions, compromising their values, work, and well-being. The principle advises us not to relinquish our rationality at the altar of passion. We must remain the masters of our emotions, not their servants, to stay grounded and committed to our larger purpose. In all things have no preferences. This is a call for profound equanimity. When we have strong preferences, we hand over control of our inner peace to external circumstances. If we get what we prefer, we are happy. If we don't, we are disappointed or upset. This makes our state of mind a slave to chance. For Musashi, who faced countless unpredictable situations and opponents, maintaining a tranquil mind was a strategic necessity. Strong likes and dislikes would have been a vulnerability. The wisdom here is to practice non-attachment to outcomes. By embracing whatever comes our way with neutrality, we can apply our focus to responding effectively rather than reacting emotionally. This makes our concentration independent of results. Be indifferent to where you live. As a Ronin, Musashi slept in castles and caves alike. His home was not a place, but his practice, his way. Modern life places immense emphasis on our living environment, the perfect home, the right neighborhood, the ideal furnishings. While comfort is not wrong, over-attachment to it creates anxiety. We fear losing our comfortable situation or feel perpetually dissatisfied, believing a new place will bring lasting happiness. Yet that fulfillment is often fleeting because, as the saying goes, wherever you go, there you are. True contentment is an internal condition, not an external one. By finding peace within ourselves, we become indifferent to our surroundings. This removes a major source of distraction and worry, allowing us to conserve energy and focus on our true purpose, no matter our address. Do not pursue the taste of good food. Musashi discourages the pursuit of culinary luxury. The ancient Stoics shared this view, advocating for simple eating. They observed that an indulgence in fancy food leads to a loss of appreciation for simple nourishment. The palate becomes jaded, constantly craving more intense stimulation, which can spiral into gluttony. Paradoxically, the glutton may enjoy food the least, consuming it compulsively to silence a craving rather than to savor it. The alternative is mindful eating, consuming what is necessary for nutrition with gratitude and attention. By disciplining our appetites and not indulging every craving, we weaken their power over us. This fosters a healthier body and a mind less enslaved by sensory desire, freeing up focus for more important pursuits. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. Musashi was a minimalist by necessity. His life of travel and dueling meant possessions were a literal burden. Beyond his two swords, he carried only the essentials. He understood a profound truth. We often own our possessions until they begin to own us. The pursuit of material goods is often a misdirected search for happiness. It creates a cycle of desire and anxiety, the fear of losing what we have and the stress of acquiring more. When we find purpose and contentment within, the compulsive need for external validation through objects diminishes. In Buddhism, finding joy in stillness makes the chase for possessions meaningless. To travel light, physically and mentally, is to remove clutter and distraction, allowing for a laser-like focus on what truly matters in our journey.